So this is the new Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus, the most expensive Redmi Note series phone to date. If we know one thing about Redmi, they used to make budget and mid-range phones. My first ever Android phone was the Redmi Note 3, and if I remember, it was launched for just 10,000 rupees in India. But after COVID in 2020, people are spending more and more on smartphones, and hence the market share for premium phones has increased rapidly. And this new phone from Redmi is trying to offer that same premium experience as the Galaxy A54, the Motorola Edge 40, or the OnePlus Nord 3 offered last year. So let's get down with the unboxing and talk about the phone now. Alright, so here's the box, and inside we get the basics first. It's the SIM ejector tool, some paperwork, and this very good looking grey colored case. And then we have the phone itself. After that, we get a 120-watt charger that charges this phone from 0 to 100% in about 20 minutes. So to offer that premium experience, the first thing that the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus brings are some great upgrades in the design department. It now has a good-looking glass back design, a curved display with Gorilla Glass Victus protection, and IP68 dust and water ingress protection. The back also has these subtle curves which helps with the grip. I would have liked if Redmi had also included an aluminium frame here, but because of plastic, it has a nice heft to it, so I will not complain much. In terms of color choices, there are 3 variants to choose from: the white and the black option that have a glossy glass finish, while the purple color is more attractive option with a leather back and a cool looking camera module. The display is another aspect where the Note 13 Pro Plus brings almost flagship-like specs. It's not an LTPO panel as some of the high-end phones out there, but everything here is great with thin bezels, 1.5K AMOLED display, 120Hz refresh rate, up to 1800 nits of peak brightness, 12-bit color depth, and Dolby Vision support. This display also has 1920Hz PWM dimming and TUV Rainline certifications for flicker-free experience and blue light filter. Plus, you also get an in-display fingerprint sensor here, which is very fast and responsive. However, I found a couple of issues with the screen in my short time of usage. First, when I'm watching YouTube content, it seemed to over-sharpen the visuals, making it look unnatural. And while the typing experience here is responsive, I found the vibration motor to not be as pleasant as, say, the Galaxy A54 or the OnePlus Nord 3. Likewise, I also noticed that the stereo speakers here are just average, nothing extraordinary. Maybe this could eventually improve with updates, so I will let you guys know in my full in-depth review. Now, talking about the performance, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus brings MediaTek's Dimensity 7200 Ultra 5G chipset, which is a decent improvement from the Dimensity 1080 we saw on last year's Note 12 Pro series. This is still not a very fast performing chipset that you can get at this price point, but still the performance here is adequate. I didn't face any hint of lags or stutters, and the 120Hz refresh rate is rendered smoothly. Multitasking is fine too, and it keeps most of the low memory hogging apps in the background. And talking about memory, the base variant of the Note 13 Pro Plus is 12GB of DDR5 RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage, while you can also choose up to 512GB of storage. I have also briefly tested PUBG and Genshin Impact on this phone, and here you can enjoy PUBG Mobile at a very stable 60 FPS with good stability and cool temperatures. Genshin Impact, however, does not reach 60 FPS and rather hovers at around 44 FPS on average. So yeah, pretty average gaming results. Cameras is where Redmi has big hopes with the Note 13 Pro Plus. It uses a 200 megapixel main camera with OIS, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. Up front, we get a 16 megapixel shooter. I recently went on a photo walk for a few hours, and my initial impressions of this camera is actually promising. It can capture good looking photos with a little bit of vibrancy that looks pleasing. It is definitely a step up from last year, that's for sure. The dynamic range is preserved really well in photos, the contrast is nice, and it does not go overboard as well. However, highlights could definitely see an improvement. The portraits are also nice with plenty of details, but I think at times I feel like the background blur and the color science could have been definitely better. And what's strange to see here is that you cannot shoot 2x portraits here, whereas you can click 4x lossless zoom in normal photos. It would have been better if Redmi would have given a 2x option in portraits like most other brands in this particular price range. I also like its low light photos, as I feel like it's much improved from the last generation. Even the 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera feels updated with consistent colors as the main camera. For videos, you can shoot up to 4K 30 FPS, but looks like Xiaomi has disabled OIS and has only enabled EIS. Hence, the videos are not as stable as you would like it to be. But what's disappointing to see is the front camera, which can only record at 1080p, and the quality has not improved that much from the previous generation. Another thing I noticed here is that this phone still boots on Android 13 with MIUI 14, so no Android 14 based HyperOS as of now. But Xiaomi says it's soon bringing this much awaited update as early as January. So hopefully all the camera related optimization and display issues get solved with this particular update, along with other changes that come with HyperOS. Overall, the Note 13 Pro Plus is definitely a big upgrade from last year's not so successful Note 12 Pro series. It introduces a more premium and durable design with IP68 protection, a brighter and higher resolution display, faster performance, and improved cameras. Xiaomi is also offering 3 OS updates, which is finally nice to see from the company. As of now, I don't have the official pricing yet. If this thing is available for some 30,000 Indian rupees with voucher and bank discounts, I think it's going to position this phone very well. Not just the phone, but Redmi as a brand too. But at the same time, I'm also waiting for the official HyperOS update, and we'll be coming up with this phone's full review soon, so you would definitely want to check that out. So do subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I will see you in my next video.